Oh, wonderful. Okay. What are the key skills of a Scrum Master? Well, yeah, it depends. Depends who you ask. I asked this actually as part of the advanced course, and I never know what I'm going to come up with. Some people really believe a Scrum Master should be technical. They should be able to engage in technical conversations. It's not for me, but I'm not going to say they're wrong, because their experience, their opinion, it matters. It comes from a hard-earned place. I find technical skills to be a bit of a double-edged sword in that, coming from a technical background myself, sometimes I get drawn into the conversation, maybe a bit too much. And I'm not really there as a Scrum Master. I'm now there as a developer. And I'll put my hand up. You don't want to pay me to be a developer anymore. I'm way too out of practice for that. But the upside is I understand the conversations. I can actually get the nuances of the conversation and understand where they're struggling and maybe who could help, or point them in directions based on my previous technical experience that could help them. Might not. I have also been told to shut up. Nothing wrong with that from teams. So I wouldn't put technical skills. What am I going to do then? Instead, number one is going to be coaching. Absolutely. Partnering with people, both individuals, teams, groups of people, leaders, stakeholders, sponsors, all those people, so that they achieve the goals that they want to. They get the outcomes that they're looking for. All right. And the way we do this sounds very simple on paper, is by listening, is by really paying attention to somebody, hearing not only the words they're saying, but the things that they're meaning. You know, that non-verbal communication coming in, the words they're not using, the issues they're skirting around, and helping them explore the topics as they wish. So really important, partnering and supporting them in their thinking. So that's the first skill. I'm looking for any Scrum Master. Okay. Depends how new you are as to how experienced you're going to be in that role, but I think it's a great skill for any Scrum Master to get to grips with, is learning to coach people, learning to help them help themselves, partnering with them so they come up with the actions and take accountability for achieving those actions. What's up next? Facilitation. One of the classic things is, what does a Scrum Master do? They facilitate the meetings. They're there in sprint planning, ensuring that everybody stays on track, that they're focused, they do the work they need to in the time available. Yes, it's a hard job. It's a pretty thankless job as well. But actually developing the skills to run a good meeting, crafting agendas, making sure that you're organised enough to have not only all the supplies or the prep done for the exercises, but you've got backups for when things go wrong or they take a turn. The strength of character to step into conversations and close things down that are going off track and lead people back politely but firmly, while at the same time understanding that you may have misread the room. And again, it's strength of character, admitting you're wrong and letting it run a bit longer. Time boxing, one of those wonderful Scrum Master things of holding people to times, saying, do you want 5 more minutes? Great. After 5 minutes, stepping in and saying, okay, you've had your 5 minutes. We need to close this down. We need to get back on track. All of these come together as facilitation. And of course, understanding of Agile and Scrum in its broadest sense. Okay? Not just being able to repeat the Scrum guide and saying this is what sprint planning is for, but actually understanding why it's important, being able to talk to additional tools and techniques, being the person that is the obvious go-to when somebody wants to discuss what is behaviour-driven development, how do we do this, what are the tools available, what are other people thinking about this problem. So as a Scrum Master, I'm expecting you to be out there reading, watching, learning constantly. And I think that is a really important skill to wrap up. Not only is it about the knowledge of Agile and Scrum, but it's a desire to know more, to be better than you could be to yesterday. Constantly improving, constantly seeking ways for yourself to improve and others to improve. Being willing to try stuff out and get it wrong. And hopefully try stuff out and get it right. So that you're always pushing the limits that you have, that you believe you have. Okay. So for me, those are some of the skills. I can keep going. There are many skills that are important in Scrum Mastery. It is a broad role. Many people will take on what they think is right. They will focus on what they enjoy doing, what they have strengths in. And it is very important, and I'm going to throw this in at the end, the ability to understand where your weaknesses are and have a network of people who can support you in that. So having that self-awareness that you can say, actually, this isn't for me. This isn't the right team for me, but Bob over there would be great. He's really good at this sort of stuff. You know, bring him in, he'll do it, I'll go and support his team, and we'll do a swap. So that self-awareness to know when you're the right person and when you're not. If you've got to this point in the video, I hope you've enjoyed it. If so, a like would be appreciated. If you want to hear more from me, more answers to questions that maybe you've got in the Agile world, please subscribe to the channel. And if you've got a question that you really want answered, drop it in the comments. I promise we'll get around to it. Thank you.